Without getting a bird inside the house?
Yeah, well, I don't want to get a bird inside the house.
I've been waiting for the day that happens. Hey, remember that last Ogre fan we got and how much it has come in handy, especially during this hot girl summer, as I like to call it, because I am like hot every day. So I found this one that comes on a tripod, and I can't pass that up. The other one works so great. This one's going to be even better. So what I love about this one, besides the fact that it's battery powered and our power goes out a lot here in Tennessee, so we can use it in the house when the power goes out, as well as when we're on the road RVing. This I could probably even run at night in the bedroom to cool off some. What I love about this is it's on a tripod, first of all. It even comes with stakes that you can stake it in the ground at your campsite. So if you're sitting out at the picnic table, it's hot outside, you can cool off with that. It does adjust up very easily, about another foot or so. So it goes pretty high, I think. And if you need it higher, you just set it on a table like we have here. It has all the same great features as the other one has, where you can hang it. It detaches if you don't want to use the tripod. You can just hang it up right here. It angles any position you need. And most importantly, we power it on and we get that cool breeze. And you can adjust the wind volume by turning it, and you press it again to turn it off. It does have oscillating features, which it does do 4 different degrees of oscillating if you keep pushing the button. It also has a timer. If you just want it to stay for an hour, 2 hours, you can set it on the timer. A problem I have at night is these little blue lights bother me when we're in the RV. So I think this button is great because you can push it and then all the lights go out. I know Brett's always messing with me because he's Mr. Alaska and he's used to the daylight sleeping, and any little light bothers me. So that's a little joke he has with me. It also is great because it has these lights, and you can use it at 3 different settings, so it gets pretty bright.
Yes.
Didn't mean to blind you there.
That's a strong light.
But that is good too when you're camping, or if you're putting on your makeup for the ladies and you want to keep cool because it's so hot, you can use the light, put on your makeup. I just think it's going to be a super good addition, especially for the summer. Another thing that comes in handy is there is a remote control, which stores very nicely in the back here. It does come with a charging cord, which is a C to C, where you can plug it right in here and charge it. It also has a USB port where you can charge other things off of it, which always comes in handy. That way, if you don't remember to bring your power pack, you're good to go. So I love this new feature. I will put a link in the description if anybody's interested in getting one for yourself so you can keep it cool and enjoy your summer. I think it'll come in handy all year long, especially if you live in a hot state. Look at all this wind I get from this fan. I'm definitely gonna stay cool.
All right, Madam Mayor, what do you have going on today?
So, got another deal on Marketplace.
Did you now?
Finally, because this has been needing to be replaced since we moved in.
Yes, so it's old, and it does have a small leak you can see here around the top here, and this is plastic. It doesn't match the faucet, so we just wanted to go ahead and get a new faucet, but we didn't want to pay a new price, did we?
No, because they want ridiculous monies for these nowadays.
Yeah, so we kind of wanted a name brand on a faucet, but it didn't really matter to us which name brand, just not an off-brand. So this is a Moen, and we found it on Marketplace, and they had it marked down to $50.
And new in the store, these are about $160.
Yes. And I talked him down to 40, so a good deal. He basically is just replacing it because of the color, or they're upgrading.
It looks brand new.
Yeah, I think it's in a new build, and it's only been in the house a few months. That was the story behind it. That's why it's not in a brand new box. But it looks in pretty good shape. Has all the pieces to it. Looks like he kept all the screws, and they're in there. So it should be a quick and easy install. I don't
Fingers crossed.
I don't know which one's going to be cold, so we might have to hook them up, and if they're wrong, then we'll have to switch them. But I like everything matching, in the house as much as possible. So this will be an upgrade to what we have. It's a more modern fixture, and it's the polished look, so it's not the chrome look that gets all spotty with water and fingerprints and whatnot.
Was this like brushed nickel?
Yeah, it's like a brushed nickel finish, so I like that finish. We also looked at some that you pull down and has a sprayer that pulls down on a spring, kind of like a Kitchen Professional commercial one.
Yeah, they have ones, even besides those, they have other ones that come out.
They do, and I did consider those, but we already had a spot for a nozzle, so we're just going to replace the same with the same. And we didn't care about a soap dispenser, so that would be the other option, is to put a soap dispenser there. But when you buy hand soap, if you look, we have one here, it comes with a pump dispenser. So if you put one in your sink, that might look all cute and everything, but then you have to go underneath the sink and refill it.
Yeah, it's a little harder. I've had them before, and you have to undo it from underneath, and
I just
that's
think
just
it's
easier. If it's empty, you just pop a new one there or refill that.
And it doesn't look bad. It looks normal to look at a sink and find a soap dispenser. That's a normal thing.
Normal?
Normal?
What's normal?
Right. So we're going to go at this and see what happens. Let's see what we got underneath here, because I've already kind of scoped it out.
Got scope under there?
Yeah. We got a bucket because it was dripping. And you can see we do have a little moisture in there, but it's not terrible. But hopefully replacing this. And it's coming from up here. I think there's one of these isn't real tight. Forget which one it is. This one. And I did tighten it. So I don't know if those are old drips or new drips. But anyway, we're going to start by shutting off these valves. This one has 2 shut-off valves on it. So we're going to just shut this off. I guess they put in a connector to go over to the dishwasher, which we never use the dishwasher. But, yep, we'll shut these off, get these disconnected, and then see what's holding this up here, and then we'll get the thing pulled out, and then get the new one put in. Okay, I'm going to show you here a midpoint video. It wasn't hard, but I've never seen a contraption like this, but I haven't done many sinks, so I guess this is a normal thing when I looked it up. Because I took the screw out of the bottom, and I'm like, okay, it should pull right out. But nope, that screw has nothing to do with it. I don't know why it's in there.
Normal for this brand.
Okay, that might be. So you have to screw this thing, which you couldn't really tell that was something you had to screw. Because remember, you can't see these threads. It's up there like this from the bottom. But I just put a socket on there, and it came right off. And I was glad, because the rust was scaring me that the bolt might break off. But it came right out, and it just goes on there kind of like this, and it presses the faucet against the sink. But we got it off, and then we had to take off the attachment for the sprayer, and this is really just going to be garbage. I mean,
do you think this is original from the 80s?
I am going to guess it is. These are copper lines. These might be worth something.
Wow.
Probably more than the whole faucet. But, yeah, this is a throwaway for us. There's nothing there to salvage, unfortunately, except maybe the copper, but we're not going to run down copper. Are you going to spray me? Are you going to get water all over the sink?
Myself.
Hey, that's a good clip.
I thought I was having fun here. When I press the button, the water's coming out the wrong end.
Yeah, because you're allowing air to get in there, and then the water can come out. And you got more in there.
I'm over here thinking I'm being funny.
There you go.
I'm
Now,
gonna spray you, and I sprayed myself.
well, you spray me, I can spray you. Look, I got one too. Okay, so all we're gonna do now is set that in the hole. Now, I gotta look at a couple things because this one had a collar on it, and we're gonna clean this up right here. This had a collar on it. We'll clean all this. We might be reusing this.
Ew.
I don't know. Or we're just going to put it in the center hole, and then we'll have to buy some blockers to put in here. Because we're only going to be using one hole. So, and then we'll be putting the other sprayer in this hole. And I'm not sure if we're reusing this or not. So
No.
I don't think so. So we're taking a closer look. This should have a ring on the bottom that it just unscrews, and this should come out. And then we'll just do the next step. All right, so we got the sink installed. Really no issues. We did have to go back and recenter this because you couldn't tell it was centered, but it was like 30 seconds. There's 3 screws. You tighten the neck up on it. And I like the sink already. Not only does it aesthetically look nicer, but it sits higher. So the faucet's higher off the sink, so you can get bigger stuff in here. And we've also noticed we got better pressure off of this than we did the old one. Now this only uses one hole, so we're going to have to get some blockers. I think they sell the blockers, they just pop in here.
Yeah, just like for electrical boxes, they sure do.
Alright. So
but yeah, like before, this other one just barely dripped out, and look.
Yeah, I never used it. And this one's got good pressure.
Yeah. And you won't be able to tape this one down to trick me and get me wet.
You think I would do that?
Yeah. Hello. I know you.
And underneath it's a lot cleaner too. The lines come down. The old lines came down and looped around because they were so long. These, actually, they barely reach. Like if they were another inch, maybe 2 inches shorter, they wouldn't even reach the lines. So perfect. It's nice and clean under here. This hose to the sprayer is nice and loose and not wrapped around anything. So you can pull it up high. And we're just going to clean this up and call it another successful DIY project. The kitchen sink. Now, do I feel froggy enough to go do the bathroom sink? I've been putting it off.
I know. We bought this, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago at a yard sale. We bought one for the bathroom and still haven't done it.
I know it's tight underneath there and it's going to be harder to get to. But
originally, we were going to replace the bathroom vanity, but finding one of those for any good price hasn't
materialized.
Yes, that's the word.
There you go.
Hasn't popped up, but
so we just thought we'd clean up the old one because it all does match, and we like the cabinets. It's got some quirky little drawers, but we like them.
I still want to frame the bathroom mirror, but I need a few items before I can do that. But that's all that's left to do in the bathroom. Is that faucet and framing the mirror. And
the framing of the mirror, we did get the boards and we do have them cut. We just don't have the rest of the hardware.
Yeah, so I can't do that today, but you could do the faucet today.
Nah, I'll go take another look at it while I got my tools out. Well, hello again. We're doing another DIY project here at the cabin, and I've been looking forward to this one for a while. This is a screen door. It's a pocket screen door. We have one on the RV and I absolutely love it. Now, there's a couple reasons I like it on this house. I normally wouldn't put it on this house, but this house has an unorthodox configurement. Probably because of the year it was built and things were different back then. The front of the house is that way and there is no front door. This would be considered the front door except that it's a side door. And then there's a back door that goes onto the back porch, which faces the lake in that direction. So it's a little unorthodox. There's only 2 entries into the house, a side door and a back door. And another thing that's unorthodox is that the main entry door, being this is the main traffic door, is only 32 inches wide. Most front doors are 36 inches is the average, and some of them are bigger. Some of them have a double swung door. So it's a very narrow door. So what we want to do is create more breeze. There's windows in the cabin, but there's no windows on the far other side, on the chimney side of the house. There's only 2 on this side and they're small. There's 2 in the front, but one goes to our bedroom, so you don't oftentimes want that open. And then there's 4 on the back porch, but they're all close to each other. So you need more air circulation when there's not a steady breeze. Fortunately, there usually is a breeze. Today is a nominal breeze, but it's beautiful. It's about 72 degrees. We might hit 75 today, so we're absolutely loving the weather. And this just got delivered within the last 30 minutes, so I'm excited to get this put in. I want to make another note too. When I was looking for these, this is an Anderson door, and Home Depot sells this door, and it delivered from Alabama to here in 2 days. I also want to say, I was looking on Amazon, and be cautious with the China tariffs going on with Amazon. Read what you're looking at because prices are inflated. I paid $197 out the door with taxes and my 10% military discount with this Anderson quality door, made in the USA, 5-year limited warranty. It's reversible. I can open it left or right. A lot of options with this door. And if I mess it up, I can take it back. It doesn't say I can't. Now, the other door that I was looking at was upwards of $250. They do not take it back. It's sold and they don't want it back. So if you do any cuts on it and you mess up, it's a done deal. It does not have a limited warranty, and it was made in China. So sometimes it's worth paying the extra. In fact, in this case, we saved about about $50. We saved about $50 on this one by buying American. So I didn't want this to be a pitch on buying American, but buy American. You get better quality, you get better service, and you're going to get a better price these days. I don't think there's anything that China sells that I absolutely can't live without. So let's just buck up on China and make them come to the table. Anyway, enough on that. Let's talk about this great door. So I'm looking forward to installing this. It says that it has the bit and the drill bit tip and the bit that I need included in here. So I've just grabbed a couple tools that I might need, and I may have to cut this down. This fits doors 32 to 36 inches, so it's going to be on the smaller side. Now over here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on the outside edge. So it'll be the widest part of this door, and it'll go all the way to the bottom. I forget what this is called, but all the way to the bottom. So we're going on the outside edge all the way around. It also will allow this door to close and have the screen shut if for some reason you'd want the screen shut when the door's closed. But what I want to be able to do is to close the screen and open the big door and have a nice breeze coming through. The afternoon sun usually hits this side of the house, which right now is great. Now come June, July might be a different story, but right now it's great. I've also thought in the summer of putting some kind of screen awning here that would allow you to have the door open but not have the sun bearing down inside, and then put a screen here that just pulls over maybe to this and hooks on. Something small. It doesn't have to be one of those big RV awnings or anything expensive. Just something functional, because you're only going to use it a couple months out of the year where it's stupid hot.
And this roof line right here is the reason you couldn't get a regular screen door.
Yeah, you can't get a regular screen door in here
you
because
couldn't
there's no
swing it out.
room. This is about, I'm 5'11". This is about 2 inches above my head. So if I was 6'2", I'd be ducking under this board. And this
It's a
is
large challenge to bring anything into this house, furniture-wise.
Yeah, because you have to swing it, tip it, swing it, sometimes take it apart. Even the back door is not any bigger. It's about the same size. And inside the house, we have door frames that are 28 inches wide. You're walking through and my shoulders almost touch both sides. They're about 1 inch on each side. You go through like this. So it's an unorthodox house. There are some peculiarities that I really don't like, but I can live with them. Because overall, I like where the house is. Location, 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 and this is a great location. So anyway, we're going to get started on this. I'm going to break this down, open it up, and make sure we do a little inventory on our pieces and parts, make sure we got everything. And yeah, I'm excited. I hope it says it's an easy install, 30 minutes. I know it's going to take long. It's going to take me longer than 30 minutes, but I like to take my time and do things the right way and get things installed. I want to do it one time and do it the right way. So I like to read the instructions twice and perform it once. And we may have to cut some rails. I don't know what's going to be involved in this one. But the other one, you had to take measurements, send them in, and they cut them for you. So I don't know if we have to cut this down or if it'll fit right out of the box. We want to find out. So build this up. Oh, here's another advantage too. When I was looking on that Amazon one, which I almost ordered that one, I pre-measured, I put in the numbers, and I was getting ready to hit go, and I was like, I want to look some more. I got tired, so I waited till the next day and looked at some more, and I deleted it. Decided I wanted this one. A lot of the reviews I was getting on the other one, they were decent reviews, but they all said the instructions were terrible. They couldn't figure them out, they don't know what they say, and they were wrong. Some of them were just wrong. So these, first off, they're in English, so they're easy to understand. They have more illustrations, really good pictures it looks like. They're even color coded and printed paper. I think this is worth something. There's the extra $20 you save. You got some real good instructions here. So you can go through it page by page. And I just like the fact that they're made by an American manufacturer that we all have heard of, Anderson Windows. So yeah, I'm excited. Woohoo! So we got all our stuff here.
I've noticed lately that when you buy anything, there aren't any instructions, or they're very limited instructions. They might as well put a piece of paper in there that says, hey, figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
Thanks for your money.
Yeah, it's terrible. So I'm going to look through this and we'll get right back at it.
Doesn't look like there's many parts, at least.
No, there's not.
Let's see what you come up with.
You got a few screws here that doesn't look too terrible. Here's your bit and the key chuck that goes right into my drill. That'll fit directly right in. All right, we kind of finished up this project, and I'm just going to talk my way through it because there really wasn't much to it. It probably took about 30 to 45 minutes, but I spent half of that time reading the instructions and then going back and looking at it and going back to the instructions and trying to figure out exactly what it's saying. But the instructions are very clear, and if I had it to do again, I wouldn't need the instructions and I'd have it up and mounted probably within 15 minutes. That's how quick it was. Now, it was only that quick because we didn't have to make any modifications. It's designed to fit exactly a 36-inch door or a 32-inch door. It will go shorter, but you'll have to cut the upper and lower tracks. You'll have to cut them. And it'll go all the way down to just under 30 inches if you need to. As long as you have enough track there, you can cut it down. I thought I was going to have to cut it down, but I did not have to cut it down. I set it right at 32 inches. I brought it over here, and I had it. One side was a little tight, but the whole thing went right in and right against the frame, so it was like that quick. I really like the quality too. And it latches, and you just lift up on it, and it retracts. It does make for a little bit more narrow opening, but if you needed to remove this, it only takes 6 screws. So once you put it up against the frame, all these just click together. They snap and click, and then there's a little catch you have to flip at the 32-inch mark. And then the same thing at the bottom, you just push and click. And then inside the track, it's got a screw head here. You just pre-drill the hole, screw it in. Same thing with the second hole and the third one at the very bottom. Once you get the left side done, then you just do the right side. And if you're needing to expand this, you push on it and open it to the door frame size, and then you just pre-drill the holes again and put in the screw. And because it was exactly 32 inches, and there's a stop locking point in here in the track that's exactly 32 inches, it was really easy to put in. And I really like the screen quality. I like that it runs inside of a track. I don't think the other one had that. It's got the little furry things too to keep, to keep it clean. And it just feels sound. The quality is good. You can even lock it on the inside. And with the other one, some of the reviews I was reading with the other one on Amazon I would have gotten, the wind would blow and would blow the screen in off the track. And so some people were returning it because of that. I know the one in our RV tends to do that, but it doesn't go inside of a track either. It's an accordion screen, and so when you pull it, it's very easy for the wind to blow it in. And sometimes the door slams and pushes the screen in too. So there's some engineering defaults. Gotta love your engineers on the Tiffin Wayfarer I'm talking about. But if they made the door like this, you wouldn't have any problems with it. And of course the trash can is the problem on the Tiffin door, but this thing, I mean, it's very sound. You can tell it's well made. It sounds like it's well made. And I'll just step out and you can see how easy it is to close and lock. And I think you can pick it in different colors. I don't remember what they were because I was going to pick white anyway. White, and it's also paintable if you wanted to paint it. But we just wanted to match the windows. I think it's a good match. It's exactly what we wanted because on days like this, we want to leave that door open and you get a nice breeze through the cabin.
Without getting a bird inside the house?
Yeah, I don't want to get a bird inside the house.
I've been waiting for the day that happens, and then Brett would be screaming like a girl and having me get the bird out of the house.
I don't do birds. I mean, as long as he's 3 feet away, I can do at him, but he gets on me or something, I'm going to lose it. But there were a couple of barn swallows, I think they were, that got inside the garage. I just opened the door and went in the house and came back and checked on them, and they were gone. So I like it when they find their way out. I figured they found their way in, they can find their way out. But I really like this addition. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I don't know what the hang up was, but it's a great addition. Yeah, I'm happy with it. It's like
So you're saying it's so easy that even I could do it?
You could have installed this, yes. But, I'm not dumbing you down or anything. I'm saying anybody could have done this one. It fit perfectly. Now, if your door frame was not 32 or 36 exactly, then there's some cutting involved. But even that cutting is not difficult. You only had to cut the top and the bottom. And it tells you exactly how to figure out where you need to cut. The instructions were very easy, very good diagrams to understand. I just found myself going back to them a lot to reread to make sure I understood what it was doing, because I thought I was going to have to cut them, and it turned out I didn't. So I was very happy with that, and I was also very happy that it just kind of went right together.
What are you going to do when you run out of projects?
I don't know. Isn't there always another project? What's on your list?
You seem to find some.
I even got the grass cut today, so.
I only got travel on my list.
Yeah, we need to get.
You've got projects on your list. I've got traveling on mine.
I know we got some of these trees we need to get rid of, but I was doing a little bit of that this morning, but it got hot, so I'm not doing trees when it's hot. We can do trees when it gets cooler. But it's probably, 75 out here, and the sun's right in my face? It's hot today. Had to go back and put shorts on.
He's been away from Florida too long. He thinks it's hot.
Yeah. Well, after you spend a winter up here, then 75's hot. But another do-it-yourself project here at Madam Mayor's Adventures.
All right, we'll see what Brett comes up with for his next project. I know he's looking for something.
We still have a sink faucet in the bathroom to do.
Well, that one you've been putting off for
I have.
A while.
Because I know what it's going to involve. I'm going to be on my back like this. Ugh. But we'll get to it.
All right.